This strange Christmas tradition involves a group of people coming to your house with a horse skull on a stick and a sheet and challenging you to a rap battle. And if you lose that rap battle to this group, they get to come in your house and eat all your food and drink all your drinks. That's right, this is Mari Lwyd, the Welsh winter tradition. Let's get spooky. The Mari Lwyd is a Welsh folk tradition. This custom involves a horse's skull adorned with ribbons and bells carried from house to house during the Christmas season. The Mari Lwyd is typically accompanied by a group of revelers who engage in singing, rhyming, and playful banter with those inside the houses that they visit. The exact origin of the Mari Lwyd tradition are unknown. The first written record appeared in 1800 in J. Evans' book, A Tour Through Part of North Wales, in the year 1798 and at other times. However, the tradition is more associated in South Wales, particularly in the Glamorgan and Gwent regions. The Mari Lwyd tradition is similar to other hooded animal customs in Britain, such as the hoodning in Kent and the old toop in Derbyshire, where people would carry around a horse's head or other animal effigies while singing and asking for food or money during the winter. Even the name Mari Lwyd itself has uncertain origins. Some believe it translates to grey mare in reference to the pale horses prominent in Celtic mythology, while others suggest it means Holy Mary in connection to the Virgin Mary. Some scholars believe that there's a link between the Mari Lwyd and the goddess Rhiannon from Welsh mythology. Not Rihanna, that is a different goddess. Rhiannon is often associated with horses and the other world, and shares symbolic connections with the Mari Lwyd, particularly in her association with sovereignty, fertility, and the cyclical nature of life and death. A general decline occurred in the number of Mari Lwyd groups during the 20th century, with one of the reasons being the decrease of Welsh speakers, which prevented inhabitants from replying to the Mari Lwyd group in the traditional Welsh language rhymes. However, the tradition has been revived in recent years, with the Mari Lwyd appearing across Wales and even in other countries. I think it would be pretty funny to start doing that here. To start walking around Chicago like this. I think the problem with spreading this tradition is you can't really just start doing it. Like the people whose houses have to be in on it. Otherwise, I think you're going to run into some problems, especially around here. The Mari Lwyd tradition is rich in symbolism, with the horse itself representing a powerful figure in Celtic mythology. The horse is associated with strength, endurance, and the passage between life and death. It's also associated with fertility. The skull, in the context of the Mari Lwyd, may symbolize death and rebirth, aligning with the winter solstice and the cyclical nature of the seasons. The Mari Lwyd emerges from the darkness of winter, much like the sun is reborn after the winter solstice. The white sheet that covers the Mari Lwyd and its carrier further symbolizes the transition between the realms of life and death. The Mari Lwyd can be seen as a liminal figure existing between life and death, inside and outside, in the old and new year, all at the same time. It appears at a time of transition during the festive period between Christmas and New Year's. there's always been something about Christmas, even though haven't been in school for a very long time, but it still feels like Christmas break or winter break is an important aspect even while working, right? And the New Year's, despite the fact that it's just another day, still feels new and different when you get back to your old routine after the holiday season. The Mari Lwyd tradition also embodies themes of community, festivity, and blending of pagan and Christian influences. The tradition's origins likely lie in pre-Christian celebrations of the winter solstice, but it has evolved to incorporate elements of Christian traditions. It's fascinating how much of Christmas has actually been taken from pagan traditions and sort of repackaged to have, this Christian meaning as well. The Mari Lwyd tradition is typically celebrated between Christmas Day and the 12th night, although the exact dates vary from village to village. The tradition was performed at Christmas time by groups of men who would accompany the horse on its travels around the local area. The custom used to begin at dusk and often lasted late into the night. During the ceremony, a group of revelers, often all men, would carry the Mari Lwyd throughout the streets of the village singing and dancing. The Mari Lwyd is often accompanied by other characters such as Punch and Judy, a sergeant, and a merryman, adding to the festive atmosphere. The horse's skull is decorated with colored ribbons and rosettes and often has glass bottle eyes. The lower jaw is fixed on a spring which shuts its mouth with a loud snap, bringing the Mari Lwyd to life. Sometimes the horse's eyes are bubbles or lights. A candle may be burned inside the skull. The same horse's head tended to be used annually, and it was buried in lime to preserve it for most of the year and dug up each December. I wonder if they sell these on Amazon or at like Target. Imagine going to Target to get a horse's skull. At each house, the Mari Lwyd party engages in a ritual known as bunco, a contest of rhymes and verses with the inhabitants. The playful banter often involves witty insults and challenges, with the Mari Lwyd party ultimately seeking entry into the house. If the Mari Lwyd party wins the contest, they are granted entry and given food and drink, symbolizing good luck for the coming year. Of all the horse customs found in the British Isles, only the Mari Lwyd has a poetry competition at its heart. Like I told you, this is a rap battle. This is a rap battle involving a horse's skull, and if you lose that rap battle, you got to let these guys in, and then they get to eat and drink eat all your food and drink all your drinks. I bet Kendrick would be awesome at this. While the core elements of the Mari Lwyd tradition remain consistent, there are some variations and regional differences across Wales. In some regions, the Mari Lwyd is accompanied by different characters, such as a jester and a lady. The specific decorations and appearance of the Mari Lwyd can also vary, with some being more elaborate than others. The Mari Lwyd tradition has also spread to other countries like England, Europe, and North America, with each region developing its own unique variations while retaining the core elements of the custom. The Mari Lwyd tradition holds significant cultural importance in Wales and represents a unique blend of folklore, history, and community spirit. The tradition has played a role in preserving Welsh identity and language, particularly through the use of the Welsh songs and rhymes during the bunco. This is a way of keeping Welsh culture alive during the holiday season. The Mari Lwyd also serves as a connection to ancient Celtic traditions. The Mari Lwyd is, on its face, a spooky tradition, and it has sort of spooky, it's spooky. You got a horse's skull, you're running around at night, it's definitely spooky, but it also kind of has like a sweetness to it. this idea of using poetry and community and sort of engaging with your neighbors in this sort of banterish way. It all seems very sweet and fun at the end of the day. So you've got this thing that on its face starts off as terrifying and sort of scary and weird. But once you start to understand the tradition, it comes off as a nice holiday event. And I like that. I like the idea of this sort of event. And I realize that mummering, which is something that I will talk about in another video, is also a similar tradition, but this is the kind of stuff that doesn't really happen in the United States. We talk about caroling, but I can probably count how many times people have actually caroled at my house, maybe on two fingers. And I think in the United States, especially now, if people caroled, most people would be at best, pretty suspicious of those carolers, because we don't trust each other. We don't have this type of community. We don't celebrate this type of community in this country. Make sure that you're following me on Blue Sky and TikTok. My username is AKBrews. Make sure you're following me on Twitter. My username is AKBrews there as well. If you have any spooky or disturbing stories you would like me to research and share, do a video on, send me an email at thespookylawyer@gmail.com. Make sure you're subscribed to this channel. Go ahead and share this video. Enjoy this video during your Christmas celebrations. Put it on at your aunt's house. Put it on at your uncle's house. I really appreciate you supporting this channel, supporting me. Thank you for watching my videos. And as always, stay spooky.